my strong opinion is that the truth and the question of the truth is the same across the world and across all the cultures. Absolutely. I never agree when somebody tells me, well, you know, in my culture, we don't say the truth. In my country, people don't take the truth well. I never accept any of this statement because in my mind, these statements are mentioned by the people to protect themselves from the truth, to justify why they don't want to hear the truth. So I tell you, in my country, we don't say the truth. So now they feel the country is justifying them for not hearing the truth. So I'm going to tell you a few stories. A Greek patient came to see me in New York. This Greek woman actually has lived in New York for some time and has a very powerful position. She is the CEO of a fashion company in Manhattan. And you know that to succeed in fashion in New York City, you must be amazing. This woman is an international woman, actually. She's Greek. She lived in Paris. She speaks French. And she now is in New York, very powerful. She's 50-year-old, at the highest of her professional success. She was found to have pancreatic cancer. They took her to the operating room. They opened up to remove the cancer. They could not remove the cancer. They closed her up. And now this is America, okay? Her doctor, who's a friend of mine, who's a surgeon, did not tell her the truth because he didn't feel that was his job. And that's okay. I'm okay with that. Her internist, who is the one who made the diagnosis, didn't tell her that they could not remove the tumor. So nobody told her that they opened and they could not remove the tumor. So now she is referred to me for consultation. And her internist, who's a friend of mine, called me up, tell me, listen, Joanne is somebody who is wonderful, but she's very upset and depressed. And if you tell her the truth, she's going to be very, very depressed. This doctor knows me very well. I told him, you've known me for 20 years. You know that I don't agree with that. So you know that I'm not going to accept what you tell me. He said, no, I'm sorry. I apologize, but I know her. She's a friend of my wife. So I was trying to protect her. So I said, that's okay. 5 minutes later, his wife called me. His wife is a close friend of the patient. Tell me, Dr. Sarah, my husband told me you're going to tell the truth to Joanne. Please don't tell her the truth. She's so depressed. I told her, you know, I don't want to be impolite with you. Ask your husband what I told him. And, you know, we said goodbye. Then the patient is seeing me the week after. Her husband comes to my room before she comes to my room and walks in and says, Dr. Sarah, my wife is very depressed. Please don't tell her the truth. I told him, listen, when you come to see me, I don't give you that choice. But you do have the choice not to see me. So it's your decision. Either you see me and I do it the way I believe is right, or you don't see me and I will cancel your consultation and we will not charge you. So of course, he was not going to cancel the consultation. He comes with his wife. His wife is a lovely woman, very smart. She sits down and we speak French a little bit together. We joke about Paris. So we have a nice connection from the first 3 minutes. And then, being a very charming woman, she looks at me, gives me a beautiful smile and tell me, Dr. Sarah, if you have bad news for me, I don't want to hear it. Never in my life a patient told me that, straight in my face. And here I had thought that I convinced everybody to leave me alone for the truth. Now the patient is telling me, don't tell me the truth. Now, from my ethical education, I have to respect the patient's wishes. But I have also, when I do that, I am actually ignoring my principle of the truth. So how do we resolve this fight between, in my head, respecting the patient and respecting my principle? So luckily, I don't know how I said to her straight in her face, I said, listen, we are having a great moment now. We have a couple of jokes. I feel that we can have a connection. We can go for a coffee with you and your husband, and we can have a good time. And I'm fine. I am happy to do that. But if you want to have with me a relationship of a patient-doctor, I have to tell you what you have. So you decide. Even we have a social relation. We don't talk about your illness at all. We can go for a coffee. Or patient-doctor relation, and I have to explain to you what you have. You decide. It is your choice. So luckily, I was able to find a way to get out of that conflict. She looks at me. After like 30 seconds, she gives me a big smile, and she tells me, "Give it to me." I said, "You're sure?" Said, "Yes, give it to me." So I told her exactly what she had. Like in the movie, you have a bad cancer, it's incurable, the survival. So she asked me how long. I don't tell people how long unless they ask me. She said, "How long you think I have?" I told her 6 to 12 months, but possibly more depending on how you do with the treatment. So she thought of it, asked me a few questions. I told her what I am going to do for the treatment. And she came back 3 days later, now having thought about what I told her. We sat down for a second conversation. She told me, "What do you think? Should I stop working?" I said, you have to decide for yourself what you want to do with your life. You have a life that is going to be somewhat short. What is your dream? What do you want to do with it? She told me, "My dream is to finish a villa I started to build in Greece. That's my dream." I said to her, "This is amazing. This is a fantastic dream. Let's shoot for building your villa in Greece. I would propose to treat you right now. It's going to take you 5 to 6 months. If you do well, we finish and you go to Greece." So in 1 week, she sold her business in New York. We started the treatment. She had a difficult time with the treatment, but she responded to the treatment. Once we finished, her tumor had become smaller. She traveled to Greece, finished her villa, and lived 3 years by the sea, having a wonderful time, and died. This woman, if I had not told her the truth, would have continued working in New York, killing herself at work because she is a workaholic, and would have died without ever accomplished her dreams. That's power. That shows you how the truth has given power to this woman, more than her power she already had. And everybody was at peace with it. And her husband thanked me later on for it. That's one story of a Greek woman.